We can see your screen. We can see your screen.
So well done, Ika, Wangu, Kumbi, Barbara. Amazing presentations. So I am going to be doing the fundamental analysis on, I chose Turkey to present on.
Oh, nice.
The reason I chose Turkey was based on one of the sessions that we did, where you described the classifications of the different countries. I think you said developed countries, emerging economy, and then Western world, so developed, underdeveloped economy. Turkey came up as a mint in the mint acronym, which was derived by Fidelity in 2011.
Yep.
So mint stands for Mexico, Indonesia, Nigeria, and Turkey.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, by the way, just click got it on your Zoom, on your Microsoft is obscuring this.
Oh, sorry.
Right.
I don't know what okay, excellent. All right. Is that okay now?
Yep, that's fine. Carry
Oh,
on.
maybe I need to go to slideshow. Is that the problem?
No, well, we can see it now. But, no, that's
okay.
better. Oh, this is perfect. Carry on. Okay. Perfect.
Sorry. So I chose Turkey because they're part of the mint emerging economy. And prior to this was the BRIC economy, which came out, I think it was 2004. And China was one of them in when they did the emerging economy during that time. And we now see what China's doing, being part of the emerging economy then. I wish I had invested when they came out as a BRIC economy. So describing Turkey, Turkey has it's been described as the 17th largest economy in the world, with a GDP of 744 billion. I've got a different figure from the .gov website of 721 billion. And the GDP per capita, as you can see, is huge. The figures I got on Wikipedia differs from the figures I got from the UK.gov website, but it all looks good basically. The GDP is as you can see, about $9,000 per capita. It's a lot higher in our figure from 2016, which was $10,000. Their purchasing power is fantastic, and they have the third largest purchasing power in the world. However, their CPI is quite high. Their CPI is the inflation rate, and their unemployment rate is quite high also. I'll just go, this shows the trend for the inflation rate.
Perfect. That's actually, I was about to ask that question, but good, carry on.
So although the inflation rate is high, it seems steady apart from the 2018 where there was a sharp rise. I don't know whether that was because there was a political issue there. I'm not sure. But it's steady but high compared to England and the rest of the Western world.
No, but
I think
but this is the key. This is the key, what you've done. And this is why comparisons for that country over the years is important. So you're not really comparing it with UK per se. You're just comparing it within themselves. That for Turkey, the fact that it's ranged from 8% to 11%, apart from that huge jump in 2018. But you can see for Turkey, that's sort of stable.
Yes.
For Turkey. For Turkey. Yeah. And that's why it's important to always check the trend.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So it's fairly stable for Turkey, and for an emerging economy, it's fairly stable. Obviously, that will be affected by coronavirus, and it's gone high, and I'll show some figures later to show what's currently happening now. The next trend I looked at was their GPD growth. So as you can see, their GPD growth in 2014, I've got my figures here, just give me a second. Yeah, so between 2002 and 2007, they were said to be the largest growing economy in the world. And at that time period, they were growing at 6.8% per
Oh
year.
my. Yeah.
But yeah, exactly. But then it started slowing down after 2007 because there was a lot of corruption and a lot of changes in their political parties. And
Somebody had to steal some of that money. You can't
of
make all that money.
course, well, of course, yeah, someone had to eat some out of the pot. So that growth slowed down, and it continued to slow down up until 2019, and has taken a dip because of the coronavirus to -5. But I did some further research to find out what would happen. And I'll show you in the next slide what's predicted to happen going forward despite the coronavirus. So it said, although it's -5% currently, by the end of the last quarter, their prediction is that it'll start to grow in the next 12 months to go back up to 0.90. So that's nearly a 5%, well, 6% increase in the next 12 months. And then by 2021, they're hoping it'll go back up to 1.1%. I'm just going to also go back to show you the trend for the unemployment rate.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, between 2014 up until 2019, it's steadily been increasing. So
that's not good.
Yeah, it's a mixed picture with Turkey, unfortunately. And then
hold on. Why you said mixed picture? Because if you go back to the GDP,
I'll come to the reason I said mixed picture.
Okay,
when
all right.
I do the company analysis.
Okay.
In terms of the economy, it's fairly straightforward. You can see, although their inflation rate is steady, their unemployment rate is going high, and their GDP, although it's dipped, is predicted to increase.
Okay, hold on. The good thing is that that's a prediction, and as with all predictions, it's hope and see. Nobody knows what's going to happen. They're just predicting.
Yeah.
But you've seen what has been happening over the last 5 years with GDP and unemployment, and that's where you make your conclusions as to the state of the economy based on what has really happened in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
I'll let you come to your conclusions.
Yes. And I think the last thing I looked at was the political stability of that country, of Turkey. As we know, Turkey is a secular democracy with a majority of Muslim population. They've had the same prime minister who's gone.
Yes.
And he's due for re-election. I think it's 2023. But they've had some reforms in their economy, and because of their issues with neighboring Syria, it makes their political position a bit unstable. So if you do choose to invest in Turkey, you'd have to bear that in mind with the issues surrounding Turkey.
Well done.
And Syria.
Well done.
Okay.
So again, this is why it's important to check the political stability of the country. So well done for that, Rebecca.
Yeah, thank you. So going forward, I also checked their bond rating. As you can see, they've got a B rating across, so it's highly speculative. So again, this also will affect our decision making. It's not the triple A's that we would want for a country. So if we do decide to invest, it you would have to put this into consideration, whether your money would be safe in that country.
Yeah, but this is another good point I want to raise, Rebecca, which you've done a very good job of. And again, like I said, everybody has done a good job, because I can't remember, I think it was Nwago. Yes, it was Nwago's presentation on Denmark. So again, this is why it's always very important to be very systematic with your fundamental analysis. Because like you saw, you looked at the Turkey economy, you already knew that the GDP was falling over the last couple of years, unemployment is rising, there's political instability. So you can see you already found out all that information about Turkey yourself. So by the time you get to the bond rating, is this a surprise to you?
Absolutely not. Yeah.
Exactly. So it just shows you why it's important to be systematic with your fundamental analysis, because when you are and you do it properly, you don't get nasty surprises.
Yeah.
So carry on. Well done.
Turkey, as we said, their GDP growth was phenomenal between at some point. Their current status is they're actually one of the areas they specialize in is cars. As of 2015, 1.3 million of the cars that was made in Europe was made in Turkey.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and they were the fourth highest producers of cars in 2015. The other things they invest in are is their shipyards, where they focus on oils and chemicals, and the last two sectors they focus on is consumer.
Oh, sorry. Are you showing that on the slide? We always still see your bond
No,
rating.
I didn't put it on the slide.
No, that's fine. No, that's okay.
Yeah,
I was wondering whether you were talking off a slide, but if you are not, that's fine.
No.
No, carry on. Sorry, carry on.
The other two areas they specialize in is consumer electronics and home appliances, and they've also invested a lot of money in research, particularly the tech side of things. So the company I've decided to look at is, I'm not Turkish, I'm going to try my best. It's called Arçelik, and the trading name is ARCLK. I couldn't find it on Hargreaves and Lansdown, so you wouldn't be able to buy shares from us. They're not listed there. And the reason I chose this company was because in 2018 they were not rated as the #1 spot for consumer electronics across Europe, and they account for 7% of the production of electronics across Europe. That's consumer electronics. We all know them. The household name for them is actually Beko, which they produce washing machines, fridges, all sorts of home goods. And they were formed in 1967. And it's called Beko because it's a combination of the surnames of the two founding members. In 2004, they bought the company Grundy. Grundy, which is a German electronic company that used to produce TVs. And by January 2005, they were producing more than half of the TV manufacturing across the whole of Europe.
Oh, nice.
As you can see, their cap size is 14.6 million, which is huge.
Billion.
Sorry?
You said million. It's billion.
Billion, sorry, which is huge. Their dividend yield, as you can see on the right-hand side of my presentation, has been steady since 2015, and has actually been going up. Up until April, it was 5.67. And their P ratio is 12.77, which is actually a fair, it's not an overvalued PE ratio, so it's decent.
Yeah, it's fair value, which is good. Okay.
Next, I've shown the trends of the EPS values, which is fairly stable from 2016 up until 2020. It's just steadily stayed in the same sort of mark. And also on the right, I've shown their revenue, which has actually steadily gone up year on year. Before it plateaued in 2020, it's remained between 7 to 8 billion.
But the good thing is that from what you're showing, they're not a company that is in decline.
No, they're not.
Exactly. They've been steadily profitable, so that's good.
Yeah. So if you wanted a company that'll give you dividends and growth, they would fit the bill, I think, in my opinion, from the analysis I've done.
You've given us evidence to back what you're saying. Yeah. So I think that's the key, and that's why again you've done an awesome job, because whatever you're saying, you're backing it up with data. So it's not you just saying I think. because I feel it in my waters, this is what's going to happen. You're saying it based on data and facts.
Sure. Yeah. So final question. Oh, sorry. The other thing, the price for the stock, I could only get it in Turkish money, so I've converted it to pound, and you could buy their stocks for about £2.61 per share, so it's quite cheap to buy also.
Which stock is it? Which stock exchange is it listed on?
I found it on Bloomberg, I think.
No, stock exchange. Is it listed? Is it a publicly listed company?
I will, it is, but because I couldn't find it on Hargreaves and Lansdown, I didn't know how to,
okay, let's do it together.
That. So it'll be good if you could show me that.
Yeah, let's go do it together. So go to, bring up your website. You can stop the presentation and bring up a web page, and we'll do it together.
Stop sharing.
You stopped sharing. Okay, yeah. So you can share your.
I should stop sharing so I can share the website, right?
Yes. So carry on.
And then I'll share the website.
Okay, it's coming up. Okay, so go to go to Bloomberg.com. Let's start with simple Bloomberg and see. So go to the search on the top left. Yeah, you can accept the cookies or. Okay, so yeah, click on search and then type in the company.
Okay, I just need to get the company name. This is what comes up.
Okay. So go back to search again.
Mm-hmm.
Don't click on enter just yet. Just type in the name of the company, but don't click on enter.
Okay.
Is that what it's called, or is that the stock symbol?
That's the stock symbol.
No, the name of the company itself.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so it doesn't come up. So okay, click enter. Sorry, yes. And okay, let's go to Google.
Okay. Yep.
Yep, and enter. So you can see on the right there. Let's see. It's a Turkish multinational company, engages headquarters in Turkey. Scroll down. Let me see more. Okay, let's go to open it up on Wikipedia. From what I'm reading so far, it looks like it's listed on the Turkish Stock Exchange, which is why it's difficult to access. That's what I was trying to find out, because if it was listed on one of either London Stock Exchange or the German Stock Exchange, or one of the major stock exchanges, obviously US, then it should be easier to access it. But if it's listed on the stock exchange, which it looks like it is, then yes, that's where it'll be very difficult to get hold of it and access the Turkish stock market. Again, this is where we talked about developing economies, developed economies, because once you're not in a developed economy, access might be difficult, unless you actually go and open a brokerage firm in Turkey. But yeah, so this is just something you can do if you can't find out. Is to try and find out where they're listed on. Now you can either do that on Bloomberg or just Google them and see, where they're actually based and possibly where they're listed. But usually, if they are listed on one of the major exchanges, they will definitely be on Bloomberg or MarketWatch or Hargreaves Lansdown. And if they're not there, then it's very unlikely they're probably listed in the country that they're based in. And
yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So let's go to your conclusion.
So I will. Sorry, let me share. So, in conclusion, because of the economic, political instability in Turkey and the current coronavirus issues, I've decided I won't currently invest in this company, but they will be on my watch list and I will see how they perform over the next year and also investigate how, if I do decide to proceed, what I would need to do to be able to buy shares in that company, which is a lot more tedious because they're not listed on the normal stock exchange platform.
Yeah. I mean, what you could do sometimes, again, this is another learning to always remember that Hargreaves Lansdown is a broker. So sometimes you could ask them, because sometimes they might be, for some stocks that are, okay, let me put it this way. Let me start from the beginning. Stocks that are listed on the New York Stock Exchange, London Stock Exchange, Germany, and all that major exchanges, you can easily access them through Hargreaves Lansdown. Now, outside that, and when I say access them, that means you can just log into your account and buy the stock online without contacting Hargreaves Lansdown. So those are easily available stocks on the publicly listed companies on the stock exchange, on the major exchanges. Now, the ones that are not listed, like this one now, they're not ones you can easily buy online. So you might have to contact the broker first. So if you contact Hargreaves Lansdown and say, look, I'm interested in this company in Turkey. This is the company. Are you able to get it for me? So they are usually the first port of call because they might be able to get the stock for you, what we call off the counter. But the keyword is might. So you first ask them. So because if they can't get it for you, it saves you having to go to Turkey to open a brokerage account and get into trouble there. You can just buy it from. But if they say they can't get the stock for you, they can't get it for you, then yes, you then might have to go to Turkey to open a brokerage account. But again, this is going back to your homework, which you did a very good job of. Because if you now decide you want to go and open a brokerage account in Turkey, you already know that it's not politically stable, you know there are problems there, you know there's corruption. So you now know the risk you're taking going to buy. So at least, but the good thing is that you're not going there with your eyes closed. No. So for example, now you could say to yourself, okay, maybe I have, which is what I discuss with people with trading. You can now decide, okay, I'm ready to take a higher risk. You can say to yourself, okay, I have £500. I don't mind if I lose this money, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
So you know, okay, I'm just going to buy £500 of this Turkish company in Turkey, and I know if the country blows up and they steal all my money, I won't worry about it.
Yeah.
But if things go well and the company booms and I make money, fine. But you can see you're now, this is why the key word there is you're making an informed decision.
Yeah.
Because you're now not going there and then someone steals your money in Turkey and you act surprised. You knew that from your analysis.
Yeah.
So that's the real key to everything we're doing, is that you're now getting yourself well informed. You can now make informed decisions based on data you collected, and that's really the bottom line. Well done.
Thank you.